For over 2 years now, everything has led up to this moment. The 1000 horsepower 80 series finally going off-road. Now I couldn't just enjoy this moment for myself, I had to invite some mates. And I think I've chosen well. We've got an arsenal of wheeling weapons. We're here in the Glasshouse Mountains. We're gonna see how today goes. So, let's dive into it. All right, so a little bit of a north power lines play just to make sure that the car wasn't going to fall apart when it flexes, and it seems to be okay. So, time to dive into it. We are here at the west power lines track, which is, I believe, a red track, very difficult apparently, and it kind of freaking looks it. So, this is really going to test if our wiring job on the lockers is going to work or not, but this should really be the first chance for this car to really drop some tyres, travel through its suspension and just see how it goes. I'm not expecting to drive it. We have no winch. There's a lot of things in this car that aren't quite finished, but we wanted to bring it out here and see what it does. So I think we're gonna watch Hayden in the LM go first, see what to do, what not to do, and then we'll send all the boys through, myself included, and see what happens. Definitely don't feel I can drive that. I am shaking with adrenaline, but I did not think I was going to drive that. This thing's just point and shoot. That was sick. Little stall, as to be expected when you got the biggest cams on the market and no reduction gears and a manual, but holy. Hopefully it looked as good from the outside as it did in here. Okay, game plan. Alek, we tried a couple of different lines. He couldn't get it without munching his tent and the roof into the bank, and obviously it's a Super Tourer, not a wheeler, so we didn't want to open him up like a tuna can. So he went the chicken track, and I think TJ's going to do the same because he doesn't want to do a tub. And the way that this track is, with the rear steer sort of thing that he's got going on in the back of that car, it's going to lead it into the tub, lead the tub into the wall, and it's just going to crab itself into it and whatever else. We're not here to do panel damage, we're here to just test the cars. So he's going to go around and we'll be on to the next challenge, I guess. Holy! No, because what you've done is you've crashed. Holy. This is what happens when you can't see what's in front of you. Has anyone said it yet? Can't park there. Yeah, that's right. You had to cover all bases. Powerlines track continued, I think is the plan. There's actually a lot of water hanging around, a lot of bog holes, which we are not interested in driving today, mostly because I still have no airbox sorted in this thing, so it's just a pod filter and Obviously the engine bay is not super well waterproofed or anything like that. But I think we're just going to keep trucking along this power lines. That's the cool thing about the glass house here, is like these power lines, there's a chicken track and then there's usually some pretty hard wheeling stuff around here. We might go have a look at Ho Chi Minh as well today. I'm hoping maybe Rhino's Horn, a couple of cool tracks in mind. But how good do these look? These are the new ROH Zulo rims. The bead locks, they weren't released when I got them. We put them on, we showed them off at the Melbourne show, they're at the Sydney show. And now they're finally off-road with the Treps from Maxxis. Like, this thing's looking so sick. It's performing so well. Like, at the start of today, we just didn't really know how it was going to go. We didn't know. It was completely untested. It had never actually been flexed up with the coils on the shocks and all that sort of thing. So to see it do what it's doing and, you know, and do it well is nice. It's a massive pat on the back to everyone involved in the build of this car. Kinsella, all the team at HD, Blue Flame, Farrows with their shafts, Dwiz with their diffs, Harrop with their lockers. Everyone and anyone that's touched this car, well done, because this thing is just surprising everyone. Big TJ coming up next. We're going to see what happens here. Prone to doing tail shaft, so anything could happen. Holy!
Not too bad. This right side's not as scary.
He's made that look so freaking easy. Plan. We're going to try and drive this, not roll my car.
Yeah, keep going full lock left. What do you reckon of that?
Feels pretty gnarly. Holy! I'm sad I didn't get to drive the GQ bonus line, but big heavy wagon, I don't know.
What did we learn today?
GQs have their place.
Listen to me when I spot you.
Listen to Burto, word for word when he spots you. We got up that big rock, so I'm impressed. I didn't know.
You did good.
I didn't know if it'd do that, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get the bonus line, but I reckon if you have some sort of crawling mode, you'd be heaps easier.
Yeah, hard with factory diffs, no reductions, manual, 1000 horsepower, huge cams. These are all just excuses, but
GQ, you know,
yeah.
Half pack, no rear locker,
Walked it.
3.2 tonne.
Can I have my excuse put back?
Yeah, there, so bro.
Thank you.
Okay, now today, like I said, is not about totaling cars, but about testing them, and so far, so good. We're on our way to another little track, I believe, Canyon Track, which should be a cool little one. Flex the cars up, see exactly what they can and can't do. One thing I love about the Glasshouse Mountains is just how freaking stunning this place is. Not only does it have some gangster tracks, but it's got some beautiful views out across this, like the entire area. You can just see for kilometers and kilometers. It's super, super sick. Everyone's cars performing flawlessly. Alek in the 76 is taking a couple of chicken tracks, and I think he's going to sit this one out just because it's a little bit hectic for a Super Tourer, big, tall, heavy wagon. But the rest of us, Hayden in the LN, TJ in his LN, Burto in the GQ, and me in the 80, we're about to have the time of our life, I think. Let's see what mischief is ahead. Okay, now when I say this car is still a bit of a bitzer, I really mean it. So the battery's been dead for a while. And I don't know if you can hear that relay clicking, but that's no good. So, it's been happening for a while. I just haven't gotten around to replacing the battery yet. But thankfully, JS80 from iTech World, this thing has proven to be a lifesaver, not just on this particular trip, but at the forward drive shows when we were trying to start the car in front of the crowd and it wasn't playing ball. And thankfully for me, the battery's in the boot here. So, we go black to black, red to red, press the button, hear it click, make sure we're in neutral. Beautiful thing. Okay, now keen-eyed viewers from back in the day might recognise this hill. This is sandstone here in the Glassy. Now, I reckon it would have been 4 or so years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I was here with 24/7. with the naughty 40 pre-chop. And it was actually this track and just down here which gave me the dent in the back pillar that actually motivated me to chop that car into a ute. This is one of those tracks, having looked at it now, that could quite quickly go from a 1 hour session with the boys to a 10-hour night mission. TJ's already gone, Hayden's got to go to work, and there's a lot of beers to drink back at camp that we do not currently have access to. So I think the smart thing to do here is going to be cruise back to camp, set up, have a chill one, and we'll wrap this episode up there. But before we head to camp, I need you guys to drop a comment below. Where do you want to see the 80 go next? Here in the Glasshouse Mountains, round 2, maybe somewhere down in New South Wales, or somewhere totally different? Drop a comment. Anyway, let's go. Okay, that brings us to the end of a massive day in the Glasshouse Mountains. Excitingly, everyone's cars survived, performed, and got away pretty much scot-free, which is exciting. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed not just this episode and the content, but the people we brought along with us. As always, if you've enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment below, and as always, we will see you next Thursday. I was absolutely frothed this episode and all the people we brought along with us to film it. Something about subscribing.
Behind the scenes of just waiting for a mate. Where is everyone? Hello? No one's here.
I came over and I couldn't see anything. I started going. No, stop. And I couldn't go back.
For the record, talked a big game, first car stuck, and it happens to be a Nissan. I'm not saying anything, but all the Toyotas have soldiered through so far. It's, it is what it is.
We're in deep, boys.